Hi, Tor Lacey here. I recently read an article called How to Read Difficult Textbooks and want to share some of my takeaways that I hope will improve your experiences reading college textbooks. Reading to learn is different than reading for pleasure. Pleasure reading is straightforward because the author creates an interesting story that's easy to follow and connect the dots. Reading a textbook that is dense with information is challenging. You are expected to connect the dots by making meaning from sentence to sentence, section to section, and even chapter to chapter. This can be hard and boring. Textbooks are a necessary part of your college education, so what's the hack to make them more interesting and more meaningful? When you start to read, your brain will default to reading for pleasure. Unfortunately, reading for pleasure won't result in reading for the comprehension expected of you. Instead, you need to adopt strategies that help you connect the dots and make the reading assignment easier and more fun. One strategy that's consistently proven effective since its inception 75 years ago is SQ3R. Skim. Pay attention to the heading, subheading, and figures. Question. Before reading, pose questions that you think the text can answer. Heading and figures will give you the best clues. Read. Looking for answers to your questions. Recite. Recite what you learned after each section as if you were summarizing it to someone else. Did you answer your questions? Review. Review as needed. Focus on answers to your questions. Now let's practice using SQ3R. Here's the chapter Minerals. And your textbook includes learning objectives, so these certainly are worth reviewing and connecting to the learning objectives we have in our class. There's an introduction here. Chemistry of minerals, the atom, a figure of the atom, and periodic table of the elements. So, what is the importance of chemistry when learning about minerals? An image of chemical bonding happening here. Pie chart with the most abundant elements in the crust. Are these important? And which are the most abundant? Chemical bonding. Formation of minerals. Precipitation from aqueous solution. Crystallization from magma. Precipitation by organisms. What are the three ways that minerals can form? Silicate minerals. What is a silicate mineral? What makes a silicate mineral a silicate? And we see some chemistry looking things there in the body of the text. The dark ferromagnesium silicates. Okay, what are those? Carbonates. We see some images here. There's a calcite crystal and limestone full of small fossils. Do carbonates have something to do with fossils? So I'm just asking questions, first things that come to my mind. And this will give me something to focus on as I get into the actual reading. I'm looking for answers to those questions. Now, I may not ask the perfect questions, but certainly having some questions and giving the text some forethought is going to make my reading experience more efficient and more effective, and as a result, more enjoyable. In the reading assignment, you may have noted that I mentioned this is particularly important, identifying minerals, because this is what we're going to do in lab. So here I would, spend a little extra time identifying minerals, luster and color. Okay, so what is luster and color? And you see there's some figures here that are going to be helpful, and then a table that has examples of different types of luster. An example of a mineral with blue color. Streak. What is streak? Well, I have a nice image here A picture can tell 1,000 words, so the picture here shows me what the streak is very clearly. Hardness and Mohs hardness scale. What's this? Well, I've got a list of mineral names and a scale number. This looks like something I should pay close attention to and understand the importance of. Crystal habit. So what is crystal habit? And once again, I've got a table with examples of habit and helpful images. So in this way, going through and I am learning about minerals and mineral identification, the significance of chemistry with minerals. So just a good, thorough skim is really going to give me a lot of information that I didn't have in my mind beforehand. Once you've done with the reading, recite what you learned after each section, as if summarizing to someone else. Did you answer your questions, or at least some of your questions? And review as needed. Now you know where you can find the information. So you can go back and refer to this stuff as you work your way through the unit. Thank you for your attention. Please reach out to me if you have any questions.